L. Why the next 4 weeks are Ruben Amorim's most important at Manchester United. Man United star handed immediate Old Trafford return after exit at end of season. Allow your comment on your impressions and don't forget to like and subscribe to support the channel. We have double-checked and triple-checked the calendar. Manchester United take off for their pre-season tour in exactly 4 weeks. Their friendly schedule begins in roughly 3.5 weeks with another Scandinavian set friendly against Leeds United. It is their third in 6 years against their local adversary on foreign turf. It was only 3.5 weeks ago that United's post-season tour ended. Pre-season medicals will be conducted at Carrington in 2 weeks. Cameramen and photographers are likely to cover both entrances into United's training complex on July 7th in an effort to spot their personas non grata. Such is the pettiness of Alejandro Garnacho and Marcus Rashford, it would not be a surprise if either were unaccounted for. Jadon Sancho does not have a squad number and might as well have cleared out his locker nearly 2 years ago.
Rashford, Garnacho and Sancho Geopardise squad harmony.
Sancho also derided United with a one-word comment on Rashford's Instagram post in February. Freedom, Sancho wrote. Sancho has freedom of movement, only Chelsea have paid a fee not to buy him. Chelsea would rather sign Jamie Gittens, a younger winger who left Manchester City's academy for Borussia Dortmund 3 years after Sancho. That's how little Chelsea think of Sancho and how far his stock has sunk since he joined United 4 years ago. And he still will not accept a pay cut. Ruben Amorim has not met Sancho and he does not need to. Sancho eschewed pre-season training in his first summer at United in 2021 when he was expected up at St Andrews, so he can stay away from his current teammates. Amorim could do without the sight of the content-creating brothers, who undermined United on Sunday, too. Rashford and Garnacho are burning their bridges with United, burnt from remunerating Rashford with a 5-year contract 2 years ago. Rashford is now fluttering his eyelashes at Barcelona. This is a forward on £325,000 a week who has scraped 13 Premier League goals in 2 seasons and hardly set the world alight in the claret and blue of Aston Villa. It is a bit like that interaction between Danny Rose and Daniel Levy in the Tottenham Hotspur All or Nothing documentary. Rose was available for a loan move and there was interest from Newcastle United and Bournemouth.
Rose wanted something more glamorous.
Did you follow up on Milan? He asks. Levy just about suppresses a cackle. Milan's a no at the moment. Barcelona could be a no for Rashford. It is fanciful for United to be rid of Rashford, Sancho and Garnacho by the time of takeoff at Manchester Airport on July 22nd. None should be on the plane though. There is no resale value to protect with Sancho and Rashford was exiled 6 months ago. Garnacho, 21 next week, is different but his relationship with Amorim is strained and the manager visibly chuckled at the remote possibility of Garnacho somehow staying at United next season. Amorim is not the kind of personality to countenance such an arrangement. It was different with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, saddled with the want-away Romelu Lukaku in 2019 as United toured Australia, Singapore and China. Solskjaer repeatedly claimed Lukaku was injured. We had to take him at face value but did not really believe him. Lukaku treated his final trip with United so frivolously, he recorded Luke Shaw lagging behind one of the fitness coaches during a jog around the Waka in Perth. After United returned to Manchester, there were 2 more friendlies in Norway and Cardiff that Lukaku was absent for. Then he went AWOL. He finally joined Inter Milan, United's opponents in Singapore, at the end of the Premier League transfer window, back when it closed before the start of the new season. Lukaku had become such an upstart he leaked data from United's running drills onto Twitter. United, adamant they would not sell for less than the £75 million they paid for Lukaku 2 years earlier, compromised and cut their losses. Matheus Cunha will be on the plane to the Windy City and United hope Brian Bumo will be. They may have to wait a little longer for that elusive striker, which raises the question as to who would lead the line in a pre-season summer devoid of an international tournament. Joshua Zirkzee has won over many but Amorim does not consider him a specialist striker. High-ranking figures at United speak dismissively of Rasmus Højlund, generating interest from Inter Milan. Cheeto Obi is primed to remain in the first-team squad but is far too raw. In my interview with Matthijs de Ligt last month, he expressed approval of Amorim's methods. I think what I'm experiencing now is what I like to see and that is what the manager is doing right now. I'm not speaking into details, but I have a feeling he's really looking at the spots. I'm not only speaking about players only, but also about the whole culture and the way we are working at the club. I think he's really into details. We had the ill-fated cultural reset in that summer of 2019. David De Gea told me that the culture had to change. A check of the calendar confirms that De Gea said that in 2022, Manchester United and Jonny Evans have agreed a deal keeping him at Old Trafford in a new role after he confirmed his retirement. The Northern Irishman is due to remain on the staff in a youth development role. Evans had 2 separate spells on the red side of Manchester and was still contributing last season at the age of 37. The club are keeping his wealth of knowledge on the books with a role helping to look after the loans of emerging talents. United place a huge value on Evans' character, professionalism and winning experience. He is also one of the few who can reference what it was like to play in Sir Alex Ferguson's winning culture. They feel a role in bridging the pathway between academy and senior football is a good fit. Les Perry, United's loans manager, left the club last November to take a similar job in Saudi Arabia, and Evans is set to fill the void. His job will be to identify the best clubs to send their young players to and then monitor their progress, offering support where needed. Evans returned to United in 2023 and made an impact on last summer's preseason tour to America, where spoke impressively about the staff members losing their jobs in the first round of redundancies. In his second stint with the club, he made 43 appearances, but his impact around the club was also noted. He would offer advice to younger players and giving his insight into United's heritage. Across his first spell in Manchester, he won 3 Premier League titles, 2 League Cups, a Champions League and a Club World Cup. He would make his debut in September 2007 under Ferguson and play regularly before eventually leaving after several managers had come and gone. In 2015, he went to join West Brom and then ended up at Leicester City, where he impressed in Brendan Rodgers' side, winning the FA Cup in 2021. Evans returned on a free transfer under Erik ten Hag, initially being paid the minimum wage due to being registered as a short-term employee. In all, across his 2 stints at United, Evans played 241 games, scoring 8 goals. He also earned 107 caps for Northern Ireland, helping them make the last 16 at Euro 2016. He was awarded an MBE in 2023.